Welcome to another episode of the Crowley Connect. And as we wrap up Fair Housing Month, I wanted to talk to someone who is truly an expert in housing. For the past 13 years, he has been working to combat Milwaukee's affordable housing crisis by helping families become first-time homeowners. And on today's Crowley Connect, I have the pleasure and honor of welcoming the CEO of Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity, Brian Sonderman. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing fantastic, and thanks so much for the opportunity to join you today.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you being here. And I think there are many folks who are very familiar with the volunteer-based home construction initiatives for Habitat for Humanity. But honestly, I think many folks may not know the full extent of what your organization does in our entire community. So can you share with our viewers not only the vision and mission of Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity, but also some of the work that you do to help support homeowners?
Sure. Thanks so much. Yeah. Our mission, if you had to crystallize it, say it's about home ownership. We have been focused on it now for 40 years, and we've helped nearly 1,500 families in our community through our home ownership program, our new construction program, as well as our home repair program. We know right now, I know you know this, Milwaukee County is no different than counties around our country right now. People are facing the affordable housing crisis through the high cost of housing, the lack of affordable mortgage loans, the large down payments required. And really at Habitat, what we try to do is break those barriers down to help first-time home buyers get into homes, and those who are in homes, especially our seniors, stay in their homes safely and affordably. And so our team works with homeowners and new home buyers to really help break those barriers down. We walk with them. We're sort of a one-stop shop when it comes to home ownership. So we've helped people go through the process of applying and qualifying for a mortgage, and then we walk with them even after the purchase. So as we like to say at Habitat, we measure success not in a few months, but in decades, as people move into homes and stay in their homes safely and affordably.
Well, I have to say thank you because, there are challenges to home ownership, and really removing those barriers are what folks absolutely need. And I can tell from your passion, your commitment, that you don't not only love what you do, but also know that you've been with Habitat for a while now. And I just have to ask you, what was it about the organization, their mission, that drew you to work for Habitat and decided I'm going to be in this position?
Yeah, I think it's the generational impact that we make. I'm a father of three. You can see my kids around are in back of my shoulder, and I know that when we help an individual family achieve their dream of home ownership, it unlocks a future for their children, their grandchildren. It provides financial stability in the here and now, but it also helps them build wealth. And especially for African American families in our community that have been on the outside looking in so often when it comes to home ownership, I think about that generational impact, and that inspires me. It's incredibly fulfilling work. We have an incredible team at Milwaukee Habitat and thousands of volunteers that choose to make Habitat the place that they will invest their time and their resources. And I think it's the dollars and cents of their financial impact, but it's also the intangible. Home ownership is a dream, and when it's accomplished, it unlocks so many other dreams. So we talk regularly with individuals who have become home buyers, and before they even close on their home, they're telling me about a small business that they want to open in their new home. They're telling me about going back and getting a college degree or a certification or going for a job promotion. And then I see when we hand over the keys and we have a celebration with them of this incredible accomplishment, I look in the eyes of their children. And I've done hundreds of these, County Executive, and I am brought to tears almost every time. Because when I look in their eyes, I see my own children. And I see how they are inspired by their parents who have invested hundreds of hours of sweat equity to help build their own home and the process. And it's not easy. And they know that. They get that even as young children. And we know that when a child lives in a home that's owned by their parents, they graduate from high school at much higher rates. They go on to college at higher rates. They become become home buyers themselves at higher rates. We know it makes a difference. And one of the things that you talk often about, and I'm so appreciative of it, is the social determinants of health. And we know housing and health are intricately connected. Yes. So all of that is why I do what I do. It's not every day is easy. Not every day, I bet, as being a county executive is easy. But man, when we get to see the impact on the next generation, it makes every day worthwhile.
Oh, absolutely. Housing is a matter of public health, and housing instability is a critical, a critical social determinant of health. And honestly, I agree with you. When you talk about housing, giving somebody a house can actually help open up doors, help them tap into a level of potential that they may not even see within themselves, which which leads me to your goal at Habitat for Humanity, which is to really double your impact by helping even more families become first-time homeowners by 2028. And matter of fact, quick fun fact is that Habitat for Humanity is working with us, Milwaukee County, to build 80 of the 120 new homes in the King Park neighborhood that is funded by the American Rescue Plan Act dollars. Brian, can you talk a little bit about what the impact of these new homes will mean in the King Park community, in that neighborhood, but also what does it mean towards reaching your goals for Habitat?
Well, I'll start with the last part of how it's going to help us and how it is helping us to achieve these goals. Well, first of all, I'm so grateful for the partnership with Milwaukee County. We've been around 40 years. This is the first partnership, and it took your leadership in many ways to really spearhead this project, and I'm very grateful for that. So this is helping us. We're going to build 32 new homes, and we're on our way to building 40 plus homes by 2028. So the King Park project is catalytic for us. How is it impacting King Park? It's catalytic for the neighborhood, right? You are doing other things in the neighborhood with the COGS building and the renovation happening there, the increased mental health services for the community. There's so much that's going into this neighborhood, which is, let's be honest, King Park has been one of those neighborhoods that hasn't received the same level of investment in the past. And so we're excited to be part of this project. We know that it will help individual families, and there's no question it will change their lives and change that for generations. But it also will have an impact at the block level and at the neighborhood level, because as more home ownership happens in a neighborhood, we see this over and over again. Homeowners have a deeper connection to their block and their neighborhood. They become engaged residents and citizens at just much higher rates. We saw this in the Midtown neighborhood now, and Midtown is just to the west of King Park. They are very much connected. Midtown for 3 decades had no neighborhood organization. No one claimed responsibility for organization of that neighborhood, and residents, after the investment of Habitat over a 4-year period of time, and an influx of homeowners from Habitat came together with other residents and said, we want to form a neighborhood organization. And so they formed the Midtown Neighborhood Alliance. It's again, they are their own 501c3. They are funded through CDBG funding from the city of Milwaukee, and they're organizing their neighborhood for the first time in 3 decades. What could that happen in King Park? Absolutely. That's what we love to see happen, is that Habitat homeowners engage with the residents who are already there and say, let's do more for our neighborhood. We have dreams for our neighborhood, and let's help accomplish them and advocate for them. And so it's going to mean more for the neighborhood. Habitat homeowners paid back $1.1 million in property taxes last year. That's helping fund roads and schools and libraries and police and fire. And so again, it matters to the community. And so, it's a tremendous investment by the county. I know it's going to pay back dividends for decades to come.
Absolutely. I think it's very clear, Brian, that the positive impact that Milwaukee Habitat has had in our community is extremely important. And I don't think I can thank you and your entire team enough for your commitment to this community. So, I guess, one question that residents may have is, how can they get involved in supporting your mission at Habitat?
Well, I'd say, first of all, if there are listeners who are saying, you know what, I'm paying way too much in rent, or I am living in a situation, it's too small, it's not well cared for. And unfortunately, we have a lot of individuals in our community that are experiencing that right now. They're in housing instability. It's just not working. I would encourage them to go to MilwaukeeHabitat.org, go to our website, and you can find out about the process you can go through to become a Habitat homeowner. And if you're someone who owns your own home, especially a senior, but not just a senior, who's finding it difficult to safely and affordably stay in your home because you have a roof repair, a porch repair, you have accessibility issues, you want to age in place in your home, you love your home, you've paid it off, but you're finding it hard to stay in it. We have a critical home repair program, and we encourage you to go to our website to find out more about how you can apply for that. And then if you're someone who just says, I have stability in my housing situation, first of all, thank God.
Yeah.
Second of all, join with us. Help your neighbor to experience the benefit and the blessing that you have by volunteering some of your time, some of your resources to help us in our mission. And you can find out on our website more ways to do that. We're always encouraging. You don't have to have any tools or training or any great skills. We invite everybody and anybody who wants to come out and help build with us. We will teach you, we'll give you the training, and we'll give you the tools. You just have to give them back at the end of the day. Then we'll do that together. We'll help rebuild our community, and we'll help the next family experience the dream of home ownership. So those are a couple ways you can get involved.
That's awesome. I have to just my quick story. Home ownership is very important. So I had the opportunity to actually buy the house that I was renting. Mm-hmm. And my mortgage literally was $500 less than what I was paying in rent, living in the exact same house. And so it is great to have a home, but also and to have my own equity, right? Have the level of equity to invest in my home. And so, Brian, I truly have to say thank you again for your continued collaboration with Milwaukee County, because we are bringing safe, stable, and affordable housing throughout our entire community. We are truly lucky to have you leading in this work. And, before I close, I always end with a question that I pose to all of our guests. And that question is, please tell me your favorite thing about our community, Milwaukee County.
Well, I think one of the things I've appreciated is I've traveled around the country, and, I haven't traveled all over the place, but I've traveled to a number of metropolitan areas. And I think the thing that sometimes we forget, we overlook, is how amazing our county park system is. I am so appreciative of the amazing diversity of our county park system. When we did tons of work and have done tons of work in the Washington Park neighborhood, and Washington Park itself, what an incredible asset with the Urban Ecology Center and just the amazing resources in that park. And then I look at Brown Deer, host of a PGA Tour event in the past for years, the quality golf course and the park itself. And then I think about our lakefront, and I just, when I think about that, I think what an incredible asset. And I know it's a challenge to maintain it and pay for it, but we just cannot lose that asset. And so I'm so grateful for everybody who's involved in making that park system thrive. It's such an incredible asset, and I know myself and our family, we very much appreciate it.
That's awesome. So people in parks are my favorite thing, so I appreciate that. And thank you again. Thank you so much, Brian, for taking the time to speak with me today and really sharing more about Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity with all of our viewers. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, County Executive, and thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely. And for all of our listeners, please don't forget to subscribe. So be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, that follow button for the Crowley Connect, whether you're watching on YouTube or if you're following us on Twitter, also known as X, Facebook, and Instagram. But until the next time, wishing you and yours the best. Have a good one.